On March 24, rockets hit the U.S. Green Village base in Syria, but there were no casualties. This was in response to a U.S. strike on facilities controlled by Iranian-backed militia groups the day before, which was again in response to a retaliation for a drone strike that killed a U.S. contractor and injured 5 American service members. The Pentagon claims the drone strikes was carried out by groups affiliated with Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. The U.S. has around 900 troops in eastern Syria to fight against ISIS with Kurdish separatists. Iranian-backed groups have attacked U.S. troops in Syria at least 78 times since 2021. The U.S. claims that Iran's Revolutionary Guard and its affiliates support terrorist organizations were responsible for the drone attacks, and that the airstrikes were necessary to protect U.S. personnel in the region. An Iranian militia group launched another strike on a second U.S. base, but no casualties were reported. The U.S. has had a military presence in northeast Syria since 2015. This is not the first time the U.S. and Iranian groups have exchanged airstrikes in Syria and neighboring Iraq, but the frequency of these strikes has increased since the killing of Iranian General Qasem Soleimani in January 2020. President Joe Biden has warned that the U.S. will act forcefully to protect its personnel in Syria, following an attack on a U.S. base on Thursday that killed a contractor and injured several American troops. The Pentagon responded with airstrikes on sites in Syria used by groups affiliated with Iran's Revolutionary Guard. The attacks and the U.S. retaliatory response threatened to escalate tensions between the U.S. and Iran, and could upend recent efforts to de-escalate tensions in the wider Middle East. While Saudi Arabia and Iran have been working towards reopening embassies in each other's countries, and efforts to reopen a Saudi embassy in Syria have also been acknowledged, the latest events could derail these diplomatic efforts. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, is a powerful paramilitary organization in the Middle East with extensive political, economic, and military influence. The IRGC has played a role in supporting militant groups in various regions, including Afghanistan, Iraq, Lebanon, the Palestinian territories, and Syria. Additionally, it controls up to 1/3 of the Iranian economy, which helps fund its activities. The Corps is also influential in domestic politics, with many senior officials having passed through its ranks, and it answers directly to Iran's supreme leader. The Quds Force is the IRGC's external affairs branch, and has developed ties with armed groups in Afghanistan, Iraq, Lebanon, the Palestinian territories, and elsewhere, providing them with training and military advice. Iran has sought to export its revolution by cultivating the Lebanese Shia movement Hezbollah, which shares Iran's hostility toward the United States and Israel. The Quds Force's involvement in Iraq after the U.S. invasion in 2003 became a point of contention between Tehran and Washington. The Trump administration has attributed the deaths of 608 U.S. troops in Iraq between 2003 and 2011 to the IRGC. Iranian officials expanded the Quds Force's presence in both Iraq and Syria in response to the rise of the self-proclaimed Islamic State, warning that if the group was not defeated there, it would march on Tehran. While the mobilization provided the ground forces that rolled back the Islamic State, the United States provided air power, effectively making the Guards and U.S. forces tacit partners. The Syrian civil war, which started in 2011, has resulted in over 400,000 deaths and the displacement of millions of Syrians. Military intervention by external parties such as Iran, Israel, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and the US-led coalition has further complicated the situation, with concerns of prolonged conflict and the resurgence of terrorist groups. The recent exchange of airstrikes between the US and Iranian-affiliated groups in Syria threatens to upend recent efforts towards peace in the region. While the US says it does not seek conflict with Iran, it has warned that it will respond forcefully to any threats against its personnel in Syria. As tensions continue to escalate, the future of the conflict in Syria and the wider Middle East remains uncertain. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe our channel for more videos.